The following Let's Play has been rated perfectly fine to watch. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found... 3 or 4 years ago, a guy by the name of Drew played my RPG Maker 1 game, Jester's Hunt. And he was such a fan of the game, he asked me if it would be okay to make a remake of Jester's Hunt on RPG Maker 2. And I gave him the go-ahead. A few months later, he sent a demo to us at RPG Magazine for our annual hangout in Tennessee. And, the game being a remake of my game, I wound up taking the helm and playing the demo in front of everyone. But instead of giving any positive feedback, instead I wound up nitpicking in various places, and I actually went out of my way to break the game in as many places as I could. And I was laughing about it, and everyone with me was laughing about it, and we were having a good time. Unfortunately, after the video was uploaded and I got home, I found out that Drew took it rather personally, and all of a sudden, the people who were laughing along with me turned against me. I felt kinda bad. I mean, I didn't mean any harm. I thought it was all in good fun. And yeah, I guess I did a little bit too much nitpicking. I mean, Jester's Hunt is the only good game I ever made, so I guess I was sort of unreasonably expecting perfection from the remake. But because of how I had acted playing the demo, Drew decided that he didn't want to work on the remake anymore and just dropped the project entirely. The idea of a remake has been a bit of a sour subject for me ever since, and it's because of what happened that I start all of my Let's Plays with the disclaimer of any attempts to break the game is for entertainment value only. Well, they say that time heals all wounds, a statement that I find kind of debatable at times, but Drew has finally released his demo of Jester's Hunt the Remake, with some minor tweaks here and there. And I am going to go ahead and Let's Play it for the finale of Jester's Hunt, as well as the Season 6 finale, because, you know, they kind of happen to be coinciding with each other. Alright, so here it is, going to load it, and before we, while it's loading, let me explain that this Let's Play is going to go a little bit differently than normal. Normally, I would take any opportunity I can to break the game. After all, any attempts to break the game is for entertainment value only. However, if this was any other game, I would go after any glitches I could find, but for this game, I really want to avoid things becoming sour again, so I'm gonna try to be as tame as I can be as far as playing through this demo. So then, set your vibration. Note, it is highly recommended to turn on vibrate. It's used a lot in this game. Please do not change the text speed. It won't look right if you do. I'll take your word for it. Alright, so the reason we're doing this, and the reason why most of these options are blacked out, is because in this game, as soon as we exit this room, Drew is going to disable the default menu of RPG Maker 2, and unfortunately the default menu is the only place in the game that you can turn on vibration. By the way, more RPG Maker 2 games need to use vibration. Also, more people need to request that I Let's Play RPG Maker 2 games so that I can find those games that use vibration. Are you sure you're ready to start the game with your current settings? You will not have another chance after you leave here. Yes, I am definitely going to leave here and not attempt to walk off the ground. One day, our hero, Mr. Knight, was sitting in this castle. It is really cool, by the way, that RPG Maker 2 allows you to change text color mid-sentence. You can actually do that in the PC RPG Makers also, but in RPG Maker 2 it is easier, which is ironic considering RPG Maker 2 is the hardest RPG Maker, period. Suddenly his doorbell rang. Ah, my poor sounding doorbell just rang. Someone is at the door. I think there was a rumble just then when that doorbell rang, but it was very subtle. You can actually change how long and how strong the vibration is, which is really cool. Oh, and I can take control. Cool. Let's just go ahead and run out of here, and we'll just move on. I doubt there's anything to break in there anyway. Are you Mr. Knight? Yes. I have a message for you. I'll read it now. Ahem. I am your next door neighbor. Stop. Another cool thing about RPG Maker 2 is you can actually pause the text mid-message, which again is fairly easy to do in RPG Maker 2 compared to PC stuff. My castle is in great trouble. Stop. Come over, please. I won't make you sneeze. That'll be $25. That last part didn't make much sense. I'm only the messenger. Now, where's my $25? What? Rumble. Oh, alright. This'll have to cost my neighbor extra. Thank you. I shall be off then. Well, time to go help my neighbor. Rumble. I have a neighbor? I kinda like how he fades out in order to move location to location. Wow, these castles sure get built faster these days. But I think this kingdom needs a more creative exterior decorator. And the music warped just then. Not entirely sure why. I think that because in order to change the pitch of a song, it's actually more complicated than it needs to be. So we're on the title screen! We actually got Jester and Mr. Knight physically on the map, and there's the portal. Well, unlike the title screen of the actual original Jester's Hunt, you can't actually see Mount Snow inside the portal, but considering how that portal is created, it's forgivable. Also, flashing press start text down there, which is cool. Sort of cool. It's cool that you can do that anyway. Yeah, the music definitely sounds weird at times. Not sure how you would fix that. It's been a long time since I've used RPG Maker 2. I just know that it's kind of stupid about how you manage music. Hello? Anybody here? I'm glad you're here. I just noticed that their text has little beeping sounds, and that was automatic. That was completely automatic. But yeah, the text makes noises as it goes along. It's very subtle. I didn't even notice it until now. Let's see. Oh, what should I do? And we'll go with the obvious answer. Oh great, my hero is afraid of clowns. I'm pretty sure that's an L that's supposed to be there. If I had to guess, there actually is an L there, but kind of weird. It's a glitch within RPG Maker 2, because I've seen that happen with other RPG Maker 2 games. I don't know if it's because my copy is old, I don't know if it's because of using the transfer device glitches the file slightly, I don't know if it's because my PS2 is having a little bit more difficulty reading the blue disc that is RPG Maker 2. It's weird. I'm going back home. But I need your help, and I won't let you leave until you do. You're an evil clown. I am not. I am the greatest jester around. I am funny. Ha ha ha. See? You don't want to turn me into a mime? I would just like to say that I really like that line. Then why did you want me? My trophies are missing. I'm out of here. There is no way out until you help me. Rumble! What? What happened to the door? I told you, I won't let you leave without helping me first. Why can't you get them yourself? Because I'm not a skilled warrior. There are bad guys in your castle? No, actually, I think it'd be easier to show you. Come over here. Okay. It's automatic still. Don't worry, I won't bite. No way! I'm staying right here. Suit yourself. Now, using this trophy I was lucky enough to recover, I must have dropped it. Could you find it for me? It should be nearby. It looks like this. Alright, and now we have control. And of course we can like run around. One thing that I didn't mention in the previous episode is that generally you can actually hold the circle button to run. But because of a trick in order to make attack works, a trick that is so complicated that it's just not worth explaining, I had to make it so that running was toggleable instead of holding down the circle button. Oh, and there's a trophy. It's actually rotating! It's not like facing random directions while being surrounded by invisible events this time. RG Maker 2 is wonderful. Sometimes. Also, I definitely like the hole here. It is actually a hole. 2 lucky wood. Alright, we'll go there in a bit. Oh, I just noticed. This post here is kind of like the post in the last episode at the entrance to my own remake version of Lucky Woods. I don't know if that's a coincidence, or if there was at some point I told Drew about that plan and he decided that he liked the idea and decided to do it himself. Actually, I think I showed him that demo that I showed off in the last episode. Alright, so here we go down the ladder. My phone is ringing, and I don't know how that happened. I'm sorry. Phone, that's disaster. Hold on. Alright, so after talking with Drew, here is the situation. First off, I found out why the ladder glitched up. It's something that was avoidable, but it was still a glitch, so Drew sent me a fix. He also went through and fixed up a few other things just to be on the safe side. And as far as glitches go, he says that if I happen to encounter any during this playthrough, not to worry about it, I can go ahead and show them, which is definitely a relief for me because now I'm not so nervous about finding glitches. Of course, I'm still not going to go out and find them on purpose, but oh, for crying out loud. No, seriously, he did send me a fix. He even changed the sign for me. It says Lucky Woods instead of Lucky Wood. So apparently, still needs some tweaking in this room. To the best that I can figure out, the reason the ladder took me further down is because I was pressing down when I was reaching the button, or bottom. So if I just sit here and then press down now, I had to... It works if I give it a chance to finish going down the ladder, but if I start holding down before I get all the way to the bottom, then I keep going down. I might as well show it all because, just so he knows what's going on with this, but there's also a glitch going up that I discovered after the fact about going down. If I, like... I didn't even do anything there, first off. So it makes me wonder how he's got this ladder programmed. I assumed that maybe I had bump into an event and then it just carries me down and then I can just move on. And then here I would bump into an event and it would carry me up. It seems to me more like it's actually keeping track of my position and then automatically trigger movement for me or something. In fact, when I reach the top of the ladder, it takes a moment before it lets me move. But, just showing that so you know, in case you wanted to try fixing it again, I'm not going to go out of my way to purposely cause glitches, though, for the most part. Aside from that, just so you know what's going on. Because I imagine that's embarrassing. Ack! A gold clown! Well, I guess I have to pick it up. I'm sorry, yes, I'm picking it up now. Leaving. Totally leaving. Back on the subject of that sign, though, I have decided that, nope, I'm not going to point out any typos. If I happen to read any typos, sure, I'll definitely read them if they're like phonetically interesting, but I'm not going to like point out if there's like missing apostrophes or that sort of thing. Because I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. Looks just like me. Now, you see that little black hole that sort of resembles a trophy? Yeah, what about it? Isn't it obvious? Put the trophy in there. Kinda wonder how this is handled. You can't turn the camera in this area, so I can't like find out if that like is a 3D hole or if it's flattened. It actually is possible to flatten characters. You can stretch and shrink them in different ways. You can't like stretch and shrink individual body parts, but you can stretch and shrink them overall. Now what? You'll see. Rumble. This and other portals warp to places I sometimes go to play at. The trophies are what power the portals. How do they do that? I don't know. I just went along with it. Unfortunately, since all the trophies went missing, the portals closed up. But I found out what happened to them. Someone scattered them in each of these worlds, and bad guys have been sent to these worlds to stop people from getting them back. That is why I need your help. Will you help? No. Too bad. I already told you. You're locked inside until I get my trophies back. Now let's go. I kinda like that animation. It is cool that RPG Maker 2 characters have animations. Not very many animations. I think they get like one wave arm animation and a special animation each. But it's still cool. Darn. Well, if I'm going to work for a clown, I'll have to charge extra. I forget how much extra it was. Ooh. Okay, that is definitely cool. Rumble. Don't stand in front of me when I come through the portal ever again. Your freaky face is not the first thing I want to see in each world. Freaky? My face is supposed to be funny. Get back, or I will cut you down with my sword, Rumble. Where is my sword? Oh yeah, you can also have text box shake. That's... Why was RPG Maker 2 so difficult to use? It is the most powerful RPG Maker we got. Well, aside from the Ruby script editors and the PC RPG Makers, but for raw power, this RPG Maker 2 is amazing. They just made it so way too difficult to use. In fact, it's so difficult to use, they have, in the menus you can press start to get information on certain features. Some of the help text messages were still in Japanese. Like seriously, this game has so many help messages that they missed some. Shoot! I forgot it back at my castle. I need to go get it. I'm not letting you leave. You'll probably never ever come back. But I can't kill bad guys without my sword. Come get in front of me. I have something to show you. Watch this. Super duper blaster. Rumble. Whoa, all of a sudden I know a spell. I just taught you a move called Blast. It's sort of a spell where you blow yourself up to hurt the bad guys. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt yourself for some reason. You know, technically speaking, it's entirely possible to have the effect of Blast played on the enemies you're using it on. But I think I like it better if Mr. Knight blows himself up in order to cause damage. A knight that knows magic. This can't get any weirder. Sure it can. I've got some other really interesting moves for you to learn. Come find one of my shops later on. But first, I need to teach you how to use this move I just gave you. Or do you already know how to battle? I should warn you, battling is a lot different in this quest than what you're used to. Want me to teach you? Yes. Okay, first is the basics. Your HP are called, and your MP are called crystals. This is scrolling automatically. And there are 3 types of moves. Offensive, defensive, and special offensive moves are regular... There's a period somewhere in there. I'm sure of it. You can't see it, but trust me, there must be a period. There are, like, no typos. Offensive moves are regular attacking moves like Blast. Defensive moves usually cause special effects such as Distraction and usually cost 1 crystal. Run out of crystals and you can't attack with those moves. Special moves usually affect yourself and may or may not cost crystals. You always see a number showing crystals required by the name of special moves. Now, on to actual battling. To battle a bad guy, use your offensive move by pressing square. Or if you have unlocked moves, press the L1 button to bring up your special moves menu and R1 button to bring up your defensive moves menu. Press L1 to bring up your special menu. I thought I already mentioned L1 once before. Am I not paying enough attention? Try again. It's the first left shoulder button. Try again. Okay. That was a neat little menu-ish. It's not a full menu because it only has one thing, but still interesting. Nice. You'll see this list get longer as you learn different moves. The same will happen when you press R1. I hope that was helpful. Also be on the lookout for shiny heart and crystal pieces. They will increase your total HP or crystal, depending on which you pick up. Alright, I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to head to my shops. The nearest one is just ahead. Okay, I bet I know what's going to happen. So, RG Maker 2 has some really interesting camera control options. However, one unfortunate thing is you can't actually have the camera walk away from your lead party member. So in order to get around that, you basically have to place a fake Mr. Knight here, turn the real Mr. Knight invisible, and have the invisible Mr. Knight walk to the spot, and then come back to where the fake Mr. Knight is, and then they swap back to normal. In fact, you can tell that's what's going on because the camera kind of walks over the edge of the cliffside. Wow, he left quick. Oh, that was an interesting flash. Why did you have it flash? Don't know, it was interesting. Okay, now let us go ahead and explore Lucky Woods. Let's see here. Square to attack. So that's what his blast looks like. I'm not sure if it's better or worse than my blast attack. Kinda hard to say because mine wasn't finished, and I don't know if his was finished. For all I know, this is a placeholder effect. Looks fine though. And hey, you, die. And there we go. Alright, over here we got the first shop. Also, there's no camera control. That's kind of sad because I know there used to be camera control, but to my understanding, he had a lot of problems with the camera control, and so he had to scrap it for the time being. Or, well, by time being, I mean assuming this game were ever to get finished, which it probably won't. Also, during that tutorial, I noticed this little thing came up in the upper right, sort of like that, except it was something else. It kind of reminded me of my token counter in the tech demo debug room I showed off in the last episode. I guess the effect was just a placeholder, and it just accidentally showed up during the tutorial. Speaking of my debug thing, something I figured out is, in my debug room I had a couple of plants in there, and I thought they were just random scenery, but I actually had them there for a reason. In RPG Maker 2, you can walk on top of flowers, and in my game, I didn't really want that to be possible, so in the debug room, I was trying to find out how high off the ground you had to place flowers in order to be able to not be able to walk on them. Oh, not that there's a problem with being able to walk on the flowers here, it was just my own personal thing for my own personal attempt at Jester's Hunt, especially 3D, partly because of the Atari logo. Didn't really want to walk all over the Atari logo. By the way, I really like this song choice. If I wasn't using a custom song, this is definitely the song that I would use for Lucky Woods. Oh hey, we got a fairy. Let's see what the fairy does when I blow the fairy up. Come over here where we can see you. Over here. Over here. There, good enough. Apparently the fairy just floats away. Oop, and there's Earthrotter's lair. So we're gonna go ahead and save that for later. In fact, we'll save it for last. We'll see how much we can do before going to Earthrotter. And there's a couple of bushes there leading somewhere, but we don't know how to use Bushwhack yet, so ignoring that for the time being. Let's is there a way to like check how many tokens you have? No, I guess not. Oh hey, there's the run button. Apparently it's toggled now, just like it was in my debug room. Which is interesting considering you could just hold the circle button in order to run in Jester's castle, but I guess the situation is that it hasn't hit the battle system and running system just hadn't been put into Jester's castle yet. Something that we need to keep in mind, especially me, is this game is unfinished and probably will never be. So any glitches or inconsistencies I find are there simply because it's just not finished. Kind of like Slayer's Reign, which I had released the work in progress of recently. There's especially towards the end of what's playable, there's a lot of problems. In fact, a bunch of enemies towards the end don't even have stats. Anyway, hopefully I have enough tokens here. Let's find out. Welcome to my shop. I have 2 shops in each world. One is where you can learn new moves to beat up the bad guys, the other is where you learn abilities, I'm glad you didn't spell it abilities, that help you get to new areas. But you have to find tokens if you want me to teach you anything. Tokens look like this. I find it kind of interesting that you actually have it bouncing up and down. As a reminder, the reason why I had them bounce up and down in the original is because I couldn't have the tokens animate during the cutscene, and by default, the tokens are facing sideways, so wouldn't have been able to really tell what you was looking at. We'll be open just after you leave. See you then. Alright. Good, you have 10 tokens. One interesting thing about RPG Maker 2 is you can actually display exact amounts of things in text messages. I mean, there's no reason to here because your goal is 10 tokens, so look, I have 10 tokens. Doesn't matter if I have extra. I'm just saying because RPG Maker is just cool, I wish I could work with it, and because it's just powerful. In fact, I already said that, so I won't say it again. Yes, I will. It's powerful. Abra. Cadabra. Alakazam. You can now use Healing Ray. This move restores all your hearts, but only works on one enemy, White Cluckles. He looks like this. Don't worry about being attacked by Cluckles. He'll just run away for a little bit. Just don't use Blast on him. I have 2 more moves left in this shop. Come back when you have 20 tokens. You can now use special moves. While in the worlds, press L1 to access your special menu and R1 to access your defensive menu, once you unlocked it. I would like to say that the whole special versus defensive thing was arbitrary, and if I ever remade Jester's Hunt, I would not have the categorization of it anymore. Looking back, some of the categories, I'm not entirely sure why certain attacks are in certain categories. Anyway, press X on the no wait. Press on the X on the move you want to use. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at this here fancy pants menu that Drew put in this game. Press L1 and we get this menu. We can't really cancel out of it. Well, we can kind of blast in order to move, but aside from that, you gotta use the attack. So, don't press the button unless you're sure you want to use the attack. Thankfully, in this case, it doesn't matter because healing rate doesn't actually cost anything. Alright, so let's see here. This way... yeah, this is the direction we went in order to, get to Earth Router. So let's go this way. Let's see here. Hey, it's a Cluckles. Let's, you go ahead and try out our healing ray thing. And then the Cluckles runs away. And so now our health is full and we got a few hearts. Nice. 2 tree maze. Can't actually access it without a bushwhack. We'll get that eventually. Maybe we will. I'm not entirely sure. Ooh, how many tokens are in here? Also, I wonder how long those hearts are going to stay there. Alright, what else we got here? We got a guy there. We'll go to the guy momentarily. What else? 2 Big Oaks Lumberyard. Alright. Wow, this is a loud song. What a workout! Uh-oh, I'm almost out of time. And it closed automatically. Okay, so after talking with Drew, normally, under normal circumstances, I'm not supposed to actually come in here, not until learning Bushwhack. However, he opened it up just for the sake of the demo. But because I wasn't supposed to come in here, he didn't actually program the tree cutting minigame yet. So I can't actually do anything in here. You know, just FYI. Did I mention that song was loud? Because it is. Oh, there's my health again. Alright, let's see here. There's you. There's a Cluckles. No, I haven't tried blowing up a Cluckles yet. Let me go ahead and just do that. Oops, I got this guy. Ooh, and he does that. That was an interesting death animation. Did they each have their own death animation? That's kind of neat. Oh, more tokens down here. Hey, we got enough to learn our remaining 2 attacks, so let's go ahead and do that. Eventually. Can I get down here? No? Okay. I need to heal. That was not the heal. Not entirely sure how I was planning for certain to handle attack management in my own attempt at remaking this game. Remaking Jester's Hunt. And a bug just flew in my mouth. Alright, so where was I? So that's gonna bug me for a little bit. Alright, on to the attack shop. Get out of my way. Good, you have 20 tokens. Here is a new move. Holy moly. Guacamole! You can now use Energy Drain. This move restores all of your crystals. But it only works on one enemy, Black Cluckles. I shouldn't have to explain him, he's just like White Cluckles. He's black. But just as a reminder, please don't use Blast on him. I have one more move left in the shop. Come back when you've found 30 tokens. Oh, I will. I'm actually curious how he handles Birdwatch, because it kind of requires that birds fly overhead. Which in RG Maker 2, it is kind of difficult to have characters walk in the air. So, very curious here. Good, you have 30 tokens, new move. Hocus Pocus Alamagokus! Well, that was anticlimactic. You can now use Birdwatch. This move distracts your target long enough to get in a couple extra attacks. Why? Got me. For some reason, a bunch of these bad guys are Birdwatchers. And no, they don't poop. You've learned all the moves in this shop. Come see me in the next world. Close the door on your way out. It's too bad you can't have him close the bottom half of the door. Well, unless you maybe like had the door sticking halfway into the ground. You're going to have to kind of take my... Oh, I can actually toggle this. Can I toggle that? I can do that? Since when? Have I just not been paying attention? I thought like Well, I guess I gotta admit I probably didn't actually try pressing the button again. Alright, so we can use 2 different attacks here. This is still pretty neat. Of course, there's no Cluckles nearby, so I guess it doesn't do anything. And as for Birdwatch... Oh, so that's what you're doing. You're just placing a bird in front of the guy in order to... Yeah, let's do that with this guy. Interesting. Now I'm wondering if it costs crystals, because I don't have a crystal meter popping up. And that bird disappeared. Oh well. I'm gonna try using Birdwatch a bunch of times. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna try to find glitches. There are no glitches. What glitches? Where's you? Healing rate. Thank you. I needed that. Where's a black Cluckles? I bet there's a black Cluckles somewhere over here. There's a white one. There's a black one. There's my crystals. Took a while for them to appear. Alright, now let's go ahead and use Whoa, what the... Slow down. There's no slow down over here, but as soon as I, like, get over here... What is over here? What's doing that? That is... weird. Let's avoid that so we don't crash the game. It is... kind of easy to crash the... Oh, is it because of the crystals? No, because there aren't very many icons on the screen, especially compared to what I had in the debug room. There's a note on the door. Close until area boss killed. Jester. Oh. I guess because you can't get Bushwhack in the original until you beat the boss. I would personally, not have it like that. That's a dumb design choice on my part. Gonna take out my frustration on you. There. I feel better now. Avoiding over there because slow down. Definitely not sure. This spot is even empty. There's nothing here. Why is there... That is weird. No telling what's causing that. Alright, so, is this a smiley face? This is a smiley face. I guess I have no reasons to collect tokens anymore, because I already learned stuff. Oh, we got this, oh, hey, there's another bird. Let's take care of you. Are you also bird watching? Put you out of your misery. So I guess we gotta like another high lake. Let's see, it's like hi, and then there's a smiley face. Oh, hi! Okay, so I see now. Alright. Let's go ahead and head up here. We got a bridge leading to... nothing. I want chicken again. Fried chicken. That's neat. Kind of interesting that it eventually disappears. I'll comment on that in a little bit. Oh hey, you can't walk over... No, maybe you can. Is it the tree? Oh, well, I guess it's just this bush, because it happens to be high enough. Or something. I'm honestly not sure why exactly the Jesterlings aren't moving anymore. I'm certain it has something to do with Birdwatch, but that's a glitch that Drew would have to be figuring out. Also, it just occurred to me that the path to Monkey is blocked off. I wound up accidentally reaching Monkey by taking a path down here once before, but he's blocked that off now, so I can't really show off Monkey. Which is a shame because that was a perfect opportunity to show off the baby character model recolored as a monkey. So, I guess I'm gonna have to, like, go back into the previous episode and edit that in. That won't be too difficult. Anyway. Oh, and in case you're wondering why Monkey's blocked off now, even though he wasn't before, it's because he doesn't actually do anything. He wasn't programmed in. It's kind of like the Lumberjack situation. Anyway, let us go ahead and start up the Earthrouter fight. Is there anything behind? No? Alright, into Earthrouter. Ooh. And here we got Earthrouter. I am Earthrouter. Yeah, I saw that when I looked at your name. Shut up, Rumble. I brought the Earth. I could tell by your name. Couldn't you call yourself something more interesting, like Lich? I said shut up, Rumble. I was about to start rotting the Earth, but you barged in and now I'm gonna bait you up. You spelled beat wrong. Enough of your smart mouth. Behold my awesome power. Death Ray. Looks a little bit more painful. Behold my other wrath. Don't let me target you. Oh boy, here we go. All of the sun, lots of these, and we're going to kind of have to be careful about getting through here. These are moving a whole lot faster than the ones in the original. One thing I'd like to mention is at the demo at MacCon, there was another challenge to this. There used to be like boulders that would drop on your head if you like sat still for too long. I guess that was those were removed. I think I might have mentioned at some point that the boulders added too much challenge considering this was the first boss. Not entirely sure though, and in fact I'm not sure if it does add too much challenge. It is kind of an interesting twist on this fight. Anyway, I'm just standing around, so let's go ahead and... I'm really curious what it looks like if I hit one of these, so let me Rumble. So that's what happens. Looks kind of interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and you know, I should have used Birdwatch on one of those Jesterlings while my crystal meter was there. Kinda curious how that would have looked. Well, it already would have looked the same as it is now, just with one less crystal. Anyway. I hate being a skeleton. You just poke us and we fall apart. You may have won this time, but I'll be back. You can count on it. And then birds are flying in here for some reason. Wow, that trophy just fell on fast forward. Let's just go ahead and grab it. Kinda like how he picks up trophies. Wait, where's his face? We're like, not... we're a different Mr. Knight. I guess, huh? Oh well. And that's it. That's the end of the demo. So in case you're not aware, this is Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie, which happens to be what Jester's Hunt is inspired by, and happens to be my favorite game of all time. So I definitely appreciate this little character cameo here. In fact, it's actually kind of impressive. First off, that's not technically a bear, it's more of a wolfman, but he recolored it to look like a banjo. Speaking of banjos, there is no actual banjo in RPG Maker 2, so he went into the visual effects editor and created a banjo out of some visual effects. And I think the straps on his backpack there are also visual effects. And obviously the musical notes. Kind of feels like an abrupt ending, but mainly because I feel like I might have forgotten to mention something, or like maybe I pointed something out but didn't explain it well enough. I don't know. That's what correctional quips are for. Also, I'm thirsty. Be right back. And I'm back. Alright, I think part of the problem is the fact that I did manage to come across some glitches and problems and that sort of thing. But like I said, this game's unfinished. So, yeah, of course I found some. It's just that after what happened last time I tried playing this game, way back in 2011, I think I said, I don't know, it's just stuff. It's stuff. So let's move on. And we got credits. We'll let the credits play while listening to Banjo play. Obviously this song is not an actual RPG Maker 2 song. Like my attempt at remaking the Lucky Woods theme, he made this song himself. As for the demo, overall, I kinda like it, yeah. It's definitely a shame that it won't get finished. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of, interested in making my own attempt at, remaking Jester's Hunt. But it would have still been cool to see this happen instead. Would be cool to see it happen now, but I think Drew's a little too busy for that. I mean, if he ever wanted to, we could, like, maybe collaborate, but I'm a little afraid to do that because I might be, like, too demanding of what he does. So, probably wouldn't actually work out. I do appreciate it, though. I still feel bad for messing with the game years back and not taking it seriously. I definitely took it seriously this time. Again, though, that's just for this game, because any other RPG Maker game that I come across, especially in the future, I'm going to have my way with. As for whether I'll ever make my own remake of Jester's Hunt, who knows? Yeah, it's entirely possible. But, yeah, for now, we are done with Jester's Hunt. Possibly once and for all, unless a remake of some sort does happen, or even a sequel. Who knows? We're done with Jester's Hunt, we're done with Season 6, next time is Season 7. How am I going to start Season 7? It's going to be interesting. Well, they say that time heals all wounds, a statement that I find kinda debatable at times, and Drew has finally released the demo from years ago to the public. Although it's not an exact copy of the demo from years ago, he actually tweaked it a little. What sort of tweaks, I'm not entirely sure, but we are going to go ahead and find out. Where is it? Oh. Wrong thing. Whoops. But here it is. You want to start a new game, not continue a game. You only continue a game if you're loading the game. Actually, there is something that I had forgotten. If you stand around for a minute and not do anything, Mr. Knight decides to take a nap. Oh, and I guess he had his face mask on the whole time. Huh,